Hello. I decided it was time for a Yasou video. A Yasou or Yasou. It's one of the two. I'm guessing it's Yasou though. So yeah, I'm versing Tryndamere, which is actually a lot easier than what you might think. Because early game Tryndamere is just terrible.
30 seconds until minions.
If you're going to verse Tryndamere, pick someone who's really early game. Yasou isn't even that early game. But it's just he has an edge because of obviously stacking up twice on the Q. And then hitting them in the face. This is actually the shortest game I've had in a long time. Recently my games have been lasting like anywhere between 35 to 50 minutes. Because nothing interesting happens anymore. You can't really snowball. They've reduced the amount you get for first blood, which I don't get why they did that. It was fine as it was. They've taken away like 75 gold. It's not that much. You might as well just left it where it was. Then again, it's pre-season, it could get changed. Rabadon's got changed to 20% AP at the beginning of Season 3, and that soon changed. That went straight back up to 30 within about a month. But yeah, as you can see, I didn't give him any room for thought. I just hit him as much as I could without missing. Well, trying not to miss any minions. Yasou isn't a very... I don't want to say noob-friendly champion, but he's not really great towards new players. His Q doesn't really give you an indicator of how far it goes. It took me quite a lot of matches, like somewhere between like 1 and 10 matches to get used to just the Q, because it's kind of a weird one. It doesn't particularly reach that far, but it looks like it should reach further than it does. And annoyingly, he probably would have died if he wasn't Tryndamere, but he managed to get enough rage to fill his Q, enough to heal him, enough to not die. Which annoyed me greatly, because if I'd have got that, it would have been won even quicker. But now I had to wait until like level 7 before I could even attempt to kill him again, because my Ignite's going to be down for quite a while. Although it does mean he's going to miss out on quite a lot of XP and gold. Not really that bothered about Maokai having it. Maokai never really gets that powerful. He's really tanky, but you can just ignore him. After he roots you, that's it. Plus, nobody stands in his ult. I don't think anyone knows what Maokai's ult does. Everyone just thinks it's a circle on the ground. And then teammates never stand inside of it. And enemies are just extra caution about it, really. They just get really cautious. I don't think Yasou is he's not overpowered, but in the certain circumstances, he's really powerful. The main thing you have to remember is to move around after you've after you've used your flow shield to move, because if you don't move, you'll never get it back. And the faster you move and get it back, the faster you can get into a fight like that. Could have dived in, but I don't really want to. Because I don't know where the jungler is and he could pop in at any moment. Plus, the main focus of this is just deny farm. Because he's on what? 20, and I'm on pretty much 30. Just trying to deny him rage, really, because he's gonna. I'm trying to just force him to heal so that he doesn't have crit. Because that's the only time a Tryndamere will properly engage you is when he's got full rage. Because it means he can pretty much just fight, and then at the very end of the fight, Q, heal, and then E and jump away if necessary. Also, a good advantage for Yasou is the fact that his crit chances get doubled. That's like, it's so useful. You buy Infinity Edge, you done? Pretty much. You could solidly just buy Infinity Edge, and you'd be fine. You'd literally do a lot more chance for crit than anyone if they just bought Infinity Edge. Although the funny thing about Infinity Edge is it pretty much cancels out his passive of reducing his crit damage. It just makes him kind of... He's kind of like a mix of Xin Zhao and Master Yi, really. He has like a gap closer, and he has damage that hits lots of units, and he has an ult kind of like Xin Zhao, but it's like on one person. At this point, I just kind of give in and just think, oh well, I'm just going to engage him because I know exactly what he's going to do, and I just wait for the next lot of minions before I do it. Just decide to dive him because otherwise he's just going to do this all day, and it's just going to get on my nerves. Jungler just does nothing. That shield is so useful. You see what I mean? It's kind of awkward to hit because that looks like it's going to hit him, but it doesn't. Because he's ever so slightly to the right of it. I'm kind of just throwing it at him just to make him move. Because it doesn't even cost anything, so it's fine. And as you can see, I'm just constantly trying to move so that I can regenerate the flow bar. Well, when I'm not attacking minions anyway. And I can see he just wants to go back because he's really low, but he's not going to let all those minions just go. So this is the point where I go, alright, you've used your Undying Rage, I know what you're going to do. Flip, oh, you're dead. One tip against Tryndameres that I'll try and give is that if you're using a champion like Yasou, where the whole kind of damage thing comes out of a burst, try and just time it, because his ult is on a timer obviously, so just wait until he's at near the end of the timer and then use your ult, because the damage will hit him just after. Plus it saves you dying, because if I had let him do what he wanted, he probably would have killed me. Straight in with Avarice Blade, go for 10, and boots to attack faster obviously. So now I have 20% crit chance just from that one item, just because it doubles it.
Purple team has slain the dragon.
This is a kind of an unfair one-sided game, really.
Killing spree.
Because as you can see, the only person that's died is the support, and that's it.
Shut down.
Oh no, never mind. I tell a lie. Now Evelyn's died, and now Mrs. Fortune's died. Mrs. Fortune? Miss Fortune. That's like her bum or something. Mrs. Fortune. I'm having a right problem with pronunciation today. Don't know what's going on. I don't know how to say words anymore. Just say that was shit and talking nonsense. Also, one thing I'm trying to learn to do with Yasou is stack the E. It can do a lot of damage, but you need to stack it on minions first. So try and do like a dash between the minions. You can tell that he's going to be worried because just from me pushing continuously, his turret's nearly dead. And it's only like 12 minutes into the game, and I've not been actively trying to hit the turret, so it's not me that's done that damage, it's just the minions. Flip, ult, dash through him, he's going to use Undying Rage. I don't know why I flashed, it was out of panic I think, because it was very close, that fight. Plus I suppose the jungler could have been there, but unlikely. But still. The flash was a bit unnecessary. Nah, it's not ranked, I'm not gonna worry about things like that. Also, if it was ranked, for example, if you do make a mistake like that, just either write it down, or if you've got a good memory, just keep reminding yourself of the mistake you made, and then next time it happens, remember what you did last time, and if it was a bad outcome, do something different, or try and adapt what you did to work, or if it worked, repeat what you did, for example. It's kind of an awkward way of me saying that, but I hope it makes sense, because that's me doing these videos has actually helped me a lot. When I started doing these videos, I just got into like Silver 5, and throughout the course of me doing these videos, I'm now in Gold 1, almost at my, well not almost, but I'm getting my way to my promo. So I'm technically close to Platinum, and I started out at Silver 5 at the beginning of this season. Which isn't bad, I suppose. I've been playing almost like 2 years now. Is it almost 2 years? Damn. That's a long time. Funny part is that you can see me trying to stack it here properly. The funny part is that when I started playing this game, my friends only ever wanted to play versus bots. And even then, it was like, oh my god, these bots are so hard. And it was like intermediate. And now, play against intermediate bots. And I'm just like, God, I was so shit. How could I have been this shit? The bots are terrible. They don't even go into the jungle, like half the time. Unless they see you walk into it and they'll follow you. That's about it. Oh my god, that's like totally terrible. How are these bots even, you know, playing? Shit, they should be stood still at base because they're that bad. See the nicely timed turret death, and I just decided to dive in. Although it kind of gets ruined because I would have killed him. But oh no, Maokai has to come and ruin it. But I'm glad to say that's my only death in the game, so I'm like, whatever. Plus he gets killed anyway, although I get no assist for whatever reason. I hate it when things like that happen. Like, oh yeah, you died. You did loads of damage to him. You nearly killed him. You almost died. Oh, you're not getting an assist though. Nah. No point in giving you an assist. It's not worth anything, is it? It's like, well, I'd like to, you know, have my effort put in there somewhere. But I guess not. You don't like me? Me. Don't know what the last bit was for, but. Oh yeah, I go mid lane and piss off Karma. Static Shiver is your first port of call, really, because it just does so much damage. Oh, what's that? Oh, what's that? Oh, you're nearly dead. You're nearly dead. Oh, I'm going to jump to you. Oh, you're dead. And all the time that was happening, what's Tryndamere doing? Catching up. And I'm just there, pushing mid lane, so the jungler can do nothing. There's a lot of people saying that there's bugs with Yasou. I keep calling him Yasou. I really don't know what to call him anymore. No one put up the pronunciation because it's one of those things where I pronounced it correct and then I got in a habit of calling it wrong for a joke, and now it's just stuck in my head as the wrong one. Maybe it is Yasou. I literally can't remember. Call him Long Sword Pokey Poke. Yeah, that'll do. So, yeah. The next thing that I get is Infinity Edge, pretty much. You just basically get a load of crit and damage and attack speed, and that's kind of how you win. I don't really want to verse Tryndamere because he's been back that many times. He could probably beat me because he's got more items than me.
Dominating.
But there you go, and I've got a BF sword. I ain't scared of no one. Longsword man poke is gonna kill people. Hello, Bane here. Now's not the time for dying. That comes later. Well, technically, the time for dying is kind of now, because Yasou's here. Pokemon's here. Everyone's going back, so I was like, oh, okay, wasted my time. Sorry, guys. Didn't realise you were going to piss off. Even Tryndamere's pissed off. I don't know why. The best part about this match was the guy getting really angry at me. It's like, oh my god, you nearly die every time. It's like, yeah, but that's not quite the same thing as dying, is it? You nearly... He gets really annoyed at me for not dying. And at the beginning of the game, he did the exact same thing. I love people who have double standards. And if you don't know what I mean by double standards, it's the kind of people who complain all the time when you're blitzcrank and you miss your grab like once. And then when you do get a grab and it makes them secure a kill and they get like a double kill or even more from just like pulling in the AD carry, they say nothing and then say, wow, I was so good, or something along those lines. Or, oh wow, outplayed, or wow, them dukes, or some bullshit like that. They're the kind of people I don't like. The state of supports at the moment, though, I must admit, I'm not really enjoying. It's just basically pick someone who's an AP champ with a bit of CC, go full AP with Sidestone. That's it. Also, an underrated item that people seem to ignore is Home Guard boots. You spend 475 gold, and it basically allows you to get halfway across the map in about half the time. Like, if Tryndamere had been here, I actually expected him to stay because I was top. Because I was bot lane and then had to go back. I expected him to push the turret and do some damage to it, but he didn't for some weird reason. But he wouldn't have been able to kill that if he tried, because I would have already been there and then I would have kicked his ass. I honestly don't know why he tries to fight me. Honestly, just no idea why he does it. I do kind of only just survive. I don't know why his ult lasted longer than I thought it was gonna. Might have leveled it up or something. Yeah, it will have done actually. That was my bad, but I survived. It's fine. He had red buff as well, so that's probably another factor that I didn't think about. One thing I would suggest is, if I'd have got a chance to finish Infinity Edge, I can't remember whether I did or not. You kind of go from getting damage to... you could get Frozen Mallet to get a bit of extra health and damage, and then get something like Guardian Angel or Frozen Heart, I suppose. No, wait, no, not Frozen Heart. Randuin's Omen. That's probably preferred for this guy because he doesn't have mana. But yeah, in general, you go a bit more tanky after this, because otherwise late game you just get like one hit because people will just kick the crap out of you. I have to admit, just kind of just go damage, and you'll generally have a good game as long as you can aim your stuff.